Hello everyone, this is Dawn over at Plot Chronicles, and I'm doing another requested video. I do have some book reviews I'll be doing coming up, but I want to do these requested videos, and please, under that video, go look back at some of my past videos over the last week, the one that says, I need your help. Anytime you got a requested video, put it underneath that video. I'm going to be reminding you guys of this all the time. Also, reminder, whenever you want my list of all the books I read, send me an email and I will send you a list of all the books that I've been reading, and it's on a spreadsheet. And I'm going to be saving the spreadsheets from year to year, so that way you guys will always have access to all of those, books, and then you could see what kind of genre, what I, rated them, all that stuff. So please, any ideas, go under that video and write it. Just look it up. It's titled I Need Your Help. And if you want updates on books I read, feel free. I do read, I'm going to say 80% thrillers, but I do read historical fiction, love stories, fiction, autobiographies, self-help, spiritual. I do read other books too, okay? Now, I don't know if I would be surprised if any of you don't read thrillers at all or mystery and you don't like them. I'd be surprised if you're subscribed to the channel, because there are channels out there that mostly talk about a certain genre. I kind of noticed that is like some people, a lot of what they talk about are love stories and historical fiction. Some are more into horror and sci-fi fantasy. So, if you're not into a certain kind of book, you may not subscribe, if that makes sense. Anyway, so you're probably going, Dawn, get on with it. Hey, that's the one thing. Over here on this channel, I do these long intros, don't I? Okay, so I'm going to tell you about two of my favorite newer authors. And I've only read, I think, one book from both of them, and I need to branch out. But like I said, the Libby app doesn't always have everything. And so, I kind of was going through my books and I released a few of them that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I really want to watch or listen to this. I need to be a little more particular about what I'm reading, which will allow me to branch out to different types of books too, if that makes sense. Okay, so first author, love the book by John Mars. It's called The One. I recently did a review on it. I would give it like a 4.75 star. Absolutely love it, and I highly recommend it. That show, The One, is also on Netflix. I watched it, but it's been a while, and I don't think the book and the show are as similar, but I thought it was good. To sum it up, you basically do your DNA. It's been developed where you can do your DNA, where you can pick your perfect soulmate. I'm kind of curious if you guys think that everybody has one soulmate. I personally don't think so. I believe in love the one you're with, because there's all different kinds of wonderful people out there, and you can learn to love the one you're with. So hey, there's a lot of arranged marriages, which is kind of interesting, because a lot of people that have arranged marriages end up loving and respecting each other and learning to love each other. I believe you can learn to love people. It's not all about the feelings and the sparks and the emotions. I think love is a choice. So anyway, it's by John Mars. It's called The One. I think it's a really good book. I really like John Mars. It's a thriller, very interesting, but that particular one, called The One, that particular one it's basically a book about where you are going to turn your DNA in, and they are going to pick out your your romance partner, the person you're supposed to be with the rest of your life. The problem is that you'll find out more about the story, but part of the problem is one person that got matched up, her perfect person happened to be a serial unaliver. So that one did not probably work out too well, but you'd find out once you read the story. The other thing about it is that some of these people were already married, and they're turning in their DNA to get matched up with the perfect partner. Well, the perfect partner they were getting matched up with wasn't their husband or wife. So that didn't work out. Bottom line is, something like that just doesn't always work out, but I highly recommend John Mars, one of my favorite authors. The other author that is new to me that I really like, and I haven't read this book in a while, but I would give it a 4.75 star, almost a 5-star read, is Jessie Garcia, and the book was called The Business Trip. The reason why I loved it, there were so many twists and turns in that book. It was absolutely incredible. Basically, it was about two people that meet on a plane. They disappear. There's one guy that they have in common with each other. What happened to these two people? And it's the story of that. Okay, I won't go into details, but I highly recommend reading the one by John Mars and The Business Trip by Jessie Garcia. I would give them close to a 5-star read, and there have a lot of twists. The Business Trip I really especially liked because it had some very unexpected things that happen in that book. Any book that has unexpected twists, incredibly good. And I want to give you an example. When I read a thriller, one of the things they'll do in most every thriller is, let's say somebody's unalived and they're trying to figure out who unalived the person, and they introduce all these characters. We're going to say they introduce 8 characters besides the one that's unalived. And then all these clues are pointing to Tom, or they're pointing to Mary, or they're pointing to Joe, right? And so everyone thinks, oh, those guys must be guilty because all the clues are pointing out to them, right? Well, you know what? 99.9% of the time, all the people they're pointing to are not the guilty ones. So it's obvious. So let's say there's 8 people and 4 people appear to be guilty. Well, you might as well scratch those 4 people off the list. They're not the guilty ones. It's one of the other 4 people. That's what I have been finding. But so many of these books have unexpected twists at the end, which I absolutely love. But then some now are getting to be predictable. So, John Mars, Jessie Garcia, I highly recommend. And I highly recommend the one, and also I highly recommend reading The Business Trip. Have you guys read either one of those? Have you read either of those authors? Let me know in the comments below. Remember, put your requested videos under that one video. I need your help. Please put them there and I will read them underneath there. Also, if you are really wanting me to read a book that you absolutely loved, not all of them I can get on Libby, but you're like, Dawn, I really want to know what you think of this book or this author, please read one of their books. Please put it underneath please put it underneath that I need your help and say, Dawn, here's some of my authors. I really would love if you'd give them a chance, okay? I mean, it may take me a while to get to them, but that's all I have to say, guys. I love and I appreciate you so much, and I hope to see you on the next video. If I seem distracted and kind of laughing, it's because when my daughter opened the door, a little outdoor cat came in the house, and we can't catch it. So I'm going to let you go and try to catch this kitty. Anyway, I love you guys. Bye.